Welcome to this Nexus special episode of Talk Commerce at UnConf, Florida. I have Sjogren from Nexus here. Josh, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do day to day, and tell us about Nexus.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Brent. I appreciate having me and having these conversations with me. We're at the UnConf here, and it's fantastic. I'm having a blast. A lot of good people, a lot of good conversations. But a little bit about myself. I work for Liquid Web. I'm a partner development manager. I've been there for 9 years and currently focusing on the Nexus brand, which is a sister company of Liquid Web. With 23 years of hosting experience, we host over 500,000 websites, and our main focus is serving and supporting small and medium businesses and the designers, the developers, and the agencies like yourself that support them.
That's great. And so you've been there all 23 years. That's amazing.
I wish. No, I've been, like I said, with Liquid Web for 9 and Nexus for the last 2.
Yeah, so Nexus has traditionally been very strong in the WordPress and the Magento community. Tell us a little bit about how your managed hosting helps merchants to not worry so much about their application.
Absolutely. The big thing with that is Nexus specifically has been in this industry on a managed application for a long time, and they're known for having better speed, better security, better support, scalability. My personal goal that I have is to work with agencies that might need help with onboarding or try doing marketing initiatives, and really the end goal is to support our customers. And when I say support them end to end, we handle all of the platform and the hosting infrastructure all the way through the application layer. And the beauty of Nexus is where our support starts to waver and starts to turn a little gray. That's right where Magento's comes in, and it's a perfect combination to any problems that might come up for that client right to the front door, but we can't quite make that gap. That's when Magento can come in and really save the day and finish with whatever the problem may be, so that client is supported end to end.
Yeah, and this is not a Magento commercial, but we have been with Nexus. I'm going to say I bet it's more than 10 years. I bet it is more than 10 years. And I can tell you that we've always had a great relationship with Nexus, and the one thing that the client they don't have to worry about is there's no finger pointing. We work behind the scenes to solve the problems with the Nexus engineers. We've done that for 10 years, and we continue to do that, and I don't want to make this a Nexus commercial. Well, it's sort of a Nexus commercial, because you know what, I'll say that we've had fantastic support. We've never been let down by Nexus on their hosting, and we've always enjoyed our relationship we have. And I think the biggest advantage that we get is that let's just say if the merchant wants one neck to choke, if it's us or it's Nexus, they know that they can come to us and that we're going to solve the problem without saying, oh, it's the hosting guy. Like, the worst thing as a merchant that can happen to you, or that a merchant can hear, is it's their problem, and I'm washing my hands of it. The best thing we can do is all get on a phone call together, and we can all work on the problem together.
And we've had those conversations, and it quite often ends up being a better experience for everybody down the board. Number one, again, like you said, there's no finger pointing, but it's a joint effort. That end-to-end support that we talked about is super important, and you guys don't have as much insight as we do on the infrastructure. We don't have as much input on the development side or in the code base as you do. So when those two work together, it makes for a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and we just heard a presentation about the fact that it's never really quite random. There's nothing ever random, and I'm going to just throw something out there that it's hardly ever the hosting company that's the problem, and that's throwing Magento under the bus. But a lot of times, like I'll give a great example, and I don't want to get too technical, but it used to be we would get sleeping processes in SQL, and the customer would always say, there's something wrong with the SQL server. And I would say, it's something wrong with your PHP code. And they're like, how could it be PHP? There's a lot of technical things there, but 99% of the time, the problem is with the code, and it's not with the host. But having said that, Nexus has always been there to back us up. But Josh, you can't see us. We're hugging right now. We're having a great time. It's towards the end of our event. And so tell us a little bit about the Magento community, how you're seeing it, and what in the future.
Absolutely. I know what I can say is I'm relatively new to the Magento community. When I say new, I've been in this position for 2 years, and I've learned so much, and the community's been very supportive. And all I know is that everything that's been going on in the industry with changes and patches that have been coming out is that the work that we do with Magento is paramount for a lot of their customers. We even have some customers still on M1, and we offer a safe harbor service. We're looking to extend that further into the year and possibly into 2023. There's a lot of changes. I heard today from not only from Adobe, but from your team as well. There's a lot of good changes coming up, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and so as we close out, one of the unique that Josh and I have both realized is that Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan are the main states for ice fishing. And I'm not a big ice fisherman. Of course, I go ice fishing because I'm from Minnesota. There's nothing else to do in the winter for us. But you're now in southern Michigan, so you're not as engrossed to it, but you have had some great stories about your ice fishing, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely, and as a true fisherman, I love to share them.
Yes,
so.
Josh, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for supporting UnConf, and I hope you've enjoyed the event.
Oh, I have. It's great. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brent.